Hey there, gang. This is White Panther coming to you from Tucson, Arizona, with episode 6. Yep, episode 6 of volume 3 of our video series Inside the Panther's Lair. Today we'll be talking about a song called Into the Night. And I just want to make one quick comment. I swear, I wish I was clever enough to have planned all of this out, but really no. Last night I went out to a local jam session put together by a good buddy of mine, Mr. Darren James Gallagher, also a Brooklyn boy, by the way, who happens to be making Tucson his home. Incredibly talented guy, finds the absolute best of the best musicians to come in, and just for kicks and giggles, jump up on stage, throw down a couple of sets, and it is always an amazing night of music. There was a little ridiculous incident. It lasted all of about 2 seconds. Darren and I had actually just bellied up to the bar to have a shot of tequila, and some gal made a foolish comment that kind of rubbed him the wrong way. We kind of let it roll off our shoulders and moved on and had fun for the rest of the evening. Well, Darren's a real stand-up guy, and he, how do I say this delicately? He took great exception at the disrespect that was thrown out. Made his feelings very, very clear out online today. So the folks that were in and around the incident know exactly where Darren stands. You know, they know exactly where we all stand. At the end of the day, it was a minor blip on the radar scope, and an otherwise outstanding evening. Darren, thank you for being a stand-up guy and for having my back. Love you, brother. But now back to the song and how this all ties together. After reading about my buddy's comments, I decided I was going to dedicate a song just to my buddy for being a stand-up guy. And I happened to choose, not thinking that this was the next one in the video series, I happened to choose the song Into the Night. Into the Night, although on the surface, when you listen to the lyrics, may sound like it's a song about going out in the rain one night and losing control of my truck and almost wrecking it. But if you want to listen to it on that level, you still can, and it'll sound fun, and you'll enjoy it. The fact of the matter is, the song is really more about, going back to the dark period not so long ago, really, really learning to trust your gut. And there are those occasions where there's that tiny little voice in the back of your head or that knot in the pit of your stomach that tells you, this might not be a good idea going out tonight. Me being the social creature that I am, I went out into that night. And I've mentioned before about some of the drama that has gone on in my life. And I was particularly difficult being hurt by someone that you trust. Should have listened to the little voice. Should have listened to that knot in my stomach. But anyway, I'm particularly proud of this particular piece, particularly because it's really the first song that I did everything, all of the music from beginning to end. The guitar track, the percussion. I started out putting MIDI tracks together and getting the right feel. And one of the criticisms that I get from Baby Girl on occasion, maybe compressor just turned off. One of the criticisms I get from Baby Girl on occasion is that there are too many words in my lyrics and not enough repetition. And I thought, well, okay, it's a valid point. I'm really not a big fan of repetition, although there have been a couple songs where I've kind of pushed the envelope on that. There are a couple songs that I've heard, like, for instance, The Blower's Daughter, a song that I covered. There's one particular phrase in that song that is just repeated over and over again, and yet every time it's said in the song, there's a slightly different feel, there's a slightly different emotion behind it. And it works for me. So as I started writing this about going out into the night, I kept Baby Girl's comments in mind, and you'll hear a little more repetition in this. It was kind of sort of put there on purpose, just to to show her that, if a little more repetition in the music is what she wants to hear, I'll give her what she needs. I'll give her what she wants. But again, the lyrics play on multiple levels. You want to think of it as almost wrecking a truck and getting away with it, escaping without a scratch. Then it's cool. You can ride that level up here. You want to dig a little bit deeper. Like I said, it's really about just learning to trust your gut. Get that. You ever have an opportunity to look yourself in the mirror and say, "No, I told you so"? This is kind of like one of those deals. So anyway, we took it into the studio, and again, I had already put down vocals. I already put down all the music, and other than George making it sound really, really pretty and clean, what you hear in this track is really not substantially different from the original demo that I put down. So I'm particularly proud. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. Thank you, Keith. I'm glad it meets with your approval. Always got to make an appearance in these videos. And that would give me the puppy dog eyes. Anyway, a funny little story about this. Just as we finish the mix, George and I are just shooting the breeze as we often do at the end of a recording session. And he just started nodding to me. When this one gets out there, you're going to be responsible for a lot of people getting speeding tickets, because it's got one of those driving rhythms that you get out there and your head starts bouncing, your heart starts pumping, and you can't help but notice that the speedometer just starts creeping up just a little bit. And true to George's foresight, I happened to get pulled over one day, doing just a little bit over the speed limit on one of the local roads. The officer was kind enough to let me off with a warning. And after he had let me off, I said, "Look, just not that it makes a difference. You've already let me off with a warning, but if you want to hear why my velocity got away from me," and I started playing the song for him, and he really got into it. And I ultimately wound up burning him a couple of CDs just because he was such a nice guy. Anyway, you'll also hear a couple of interesting crashes in the song. Not literally like a car wreck, truck wreck, but cymbal crashes that have been replaced by a lightning strike. Coincidentally, by pure dumb luck, the lightning and thunder samples that I chose happen to be just about the right volume, the right velocity, and aside from sitting over the original cymbal crashes, which I think works really nicely, they also sound like explosions. Someone had commented to me the first couple of days I put it up there. Even the bombs going off is great. Bombs, what is he talking about? Oh yes, the lightning and thunder. So it kind of sets a little bit of an ominous tone to it when we open up. Again, it's probably one of the songs that I'm most proud of. I won't say it's my best, but it's definitely up there. So all that having been said, I think we should just move on to the music at this point. So, as always, this is White Panther asking you to keep music in your hearts. May God bless you, and I hope you enjoy.
Looks like storm clouds are rolling on into sight. Got an awful feeling things just ain't right. It's a real bad feeling down deep in my soul. I'm gonna hop in the truck 'cause it's time to roll into the night, into the night, into the night. As I hit the highway, I'm all alone. Not another soul out here on the road. When I'm out of the dark, there's a lightning flash, and then my truck spins out and I'm about to crash into the night, into into the night, into the night. My life is flashing before my eyes as I hit the burn. I pull as hard as I can on the wheel, but the truck won't turn. Now I'm plowing through the mud with no brakes with that tree ahead. And I'm thinking to myself, thinking to myself, thinking to myself, boy, looks like your day. Second the truck it swerved, and that was just the break that I deserved. Somehow I'm back on the road and I slam on the brakes, and I'm starting to think it was a huge mistake. Going out into the night, into the night, going out into the night, into the night. Into the